Welcome to True North TV, everybody. Today we have the one and only Mr. McLaughlin with us today.
We see highs in the upper 50s maybe before we go into the next week.
All right, let's finish this.
I'm Zach Krager, I'm just here.
He's our guest today.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. McLaughlin. Welcome to our show. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are?
A little bit about who I am. Wow. Yeah, so I've been in education. This is my 31st year.
30?
Yeah, I know I only look 25, so it's hard to believe. But yeah, I've been in education for 31 years, 19 of them-ish as a principal. Then the others I spent as a teacher and a coach. Prior to this, I'm married to have 4 children and 7 grandchildren. So,
Whoa.
yes.
Well, thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
I just saw the cards. So
Thanks for the invite.
Of course. I'm happy to interview you. I'm very excited because I've never really spoken to you before. Today we're going to be playing Uno and asking him a few questions, getting to know him because he's the new student here after all.
That's right.
All right, so how has your first year been here?
It's been good. I can't believe it's February already. I mean, it seems like it's gone very quickly. Like I said, I've been doing the principal side of things for almost 20 years, so the day-to-day stuff is the same pretty much anywhere you're a principal. It's the other intricacies of the school building, getting to know new staff and new students. The school I came from was about a third the size in terms of students and staff, so that's been the biggest challenge, but that's been a good start, and so yeah, it's been going well.
So where have you been before coming to Huntington North?
I started my career at Bishop Dwenger, and I taught social studies for 7 years, and I was the dean of students the last 3 years that I was there. I left there in 2002 and went to Prairie Heights High School. Actually went.
I skipped you.
No, you skipped me. I went back in the classroom for a year and a half and became the head football coach, and then left there and went to Eastbrook for the last 13 years and came here. So.
Nice.
Do I get to play now?
Yep. I ran out of good cards. Oh. Aha.
Oh, is that to me or is that to
That's
Mr.
to you because he reverses it. All right. So here at HNHS, has anything surprised you at all? Anything different than what you're used to?
You know, it's funny that nothing really. Like I said, I've been doing this long enough that not much surprises me anymore. But as I was walking down here to do the show,
Yeah, I don't know which way we're going.
I think we're going that way. I don't
So
know.
is it my turn now?
I just put a oh, okay.
Are we stacking?
Yeah, we're stacking.
We're stacking.
So if you know the +1, you can place it down.
If not, I got to draw one.
You
You
gotta
gotta draw
two.
2.
Why does it say +1?
Because we
we
stack
stack
2.
two.
Oh, that's no fair. You kids these days,
Kids these days making up our fun little rules to ruin everything.
right?
All right, your turn again.
It's my turn again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yellow. All right, as you were saying.
Blue. So I was at Eastbrook for the last 13 years as the principal before I came here. So that's kind of my career journey.
All right, coolio. As students of the school, what could we do to make your job easier?
Your turn, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I think just being willing to communicate to the adults in the building, and not necessarily tattling or things like that, but just communicating on the concerns that you have with the school, and not being afraid to do that, because obviously there's 1,400 of you and only one of me. So to be able to hear from people on things that they see that can be improved to help the culture and the climate of the school. So that would be my biggest thing, I think.
All right, and what are some of your future plans as a principal here at HNHS for as long as you're willing to stay here and tolerate us?
Sure. Well, one, I don't have any plans of moving on to anything else at this point. I live in the area. I lived in the area the whole time that I was at Eastbrook. I actually lived in Huntington County, so this is our home. We've been here for 14 years, and both my kids, my two youngest kids, are both now out of high school, and both in college. So I don't have any plans to do anything else.
All right. And so obviously you're a principal, you teach, you've been doing that a while. What do you do outside of it? What are some of your hobbies? What interests you?
Sure. Obviously not playing Uno with you two. Cards are awful. I enjoy playing golf. And I enjoy bowling. We have a place at the lake that we go to in the summer, spend time on the lake. I enjoy fishing, things of that nature. So stuff outside, and yeah, I don't read very much.
You don't read very much?
No, that's probably not a good thing to say as a principal, right? I don't enjoy reading.
Why don't you read?
You know, if I do read, it has to be nonfiction. I don't like to read and not learn anything.
Okay, that's understandable.
So I feel like I need to learn something while I'm reading. So, yeah, so I don't sit around and just read a book at home very often.
Uno.
Yeah, and books are boring.
What?
At least
Okay.
I think so.
Earlier you mentioned that you coached.
Yes.
What did you coach?
I was I've coached football, track, basketball, softball. I was a varsity softball coach and a head football coach, and then there were others. I've been assistants in those sports. So I had girls golf also.
So you've done it all.
Just about. I wouldn't feel comfortable coaching wrestling
Yeah.
or
understandable.
volleyball, but everything else I feel pretty much. I think I could manage it. So.
So we see where you are now, but where'd you start out?
Where did I?
Or how'd you
Like-
start out teaching?
How did I?
Like, what was your inspiration?
So that's a good question.
Did it respect me? Okay.
So I was a political science major in
Political science.
college, and about midway through my sophomore year, I asked the career office, "What does this actually mean I can do when I graduate from here?" And she said, "You can either go to law school or go to law school." And I didn't want to go to law school, so I said, "What else can I do with these classes that I've taken so far?" And they meshed pretty well with social studies teacher.
I know.
And always enjoyed social studies. Is it me?
Yeah.
And so I changed paths and went to the education route, and had a social studies teacher. Of all the ones, you had to.
I know, I could have kept it too.
Had a social studies teacher that I really enjoyed in high school, and thought that'd be a good gig. And I've always enjoyed athletics and coaching, and so I went to Manchester College at the time. Now it's Manchester University for my undergrad.
Oh my
Did
gosh, I cannot.
my master's work at IPFW, and just finished my EDS last spring, so that I could obtain my superintendent's license if I'd ever want to go that route.
That's pretty sick. Do you plan to continue into being a superintendent?
You know, I've often thought about that, and so when you go from teaching to administration, the first thing that you notice is the daily interaction that you miss with the kids, right?
Yeah.
You get into teaching because you enjoy kids. If you're in teaching for some other reason, you're probably not in it for the right reason. So when you go to administration in the building level, you lose that interaction on a daily basis with the same group of kids. You see kids in the hallway and you make relationships and things like that, but it's different. So going from principalship to a superintendency, you really lose that connection even more. Like, for example, in this corporation, the superintendent's office is out at Salamone, right? It's not even
Not even near here.
Yeah, it's a grade school, right? There's kids in that building, but so you lose that. There's that separation again, and so that's the thing that weighs in my mind as I think about those decisions of moving into the superintendency.
Yeah. So I remember at the very beginning of the year, you mentioned that you wanted to interact with students in the hallway, and I know there's a big way to interact with students via the lunchroom. So that leads me to ask the question, What's your favorite lunch?
My favorite lunch.
Favorite lunch?
Well, you can tell I don't miss lunch very often just by my stature. I was, if we're talking school lunch in particular, a big fan of the square pizza.
Square pizza. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. and-
I miss rectangular pizza, man.
Yeah, rectangular. I guess it fit right in that. It's like they
I
made the lunch tray around the rectangular pizza.
Exactly.
Right.
Every time we talk about school lunch, I bring up how much I miss it because it was so good. It was like perfectly cooked with ranch. That's the only pizza I can enjoy ranch with.
See, here's a study that somebody needs to do. Is like, when did ranch get incorporated as the go for anything condiment? Because
That's a good question.
I don't remember. I know we didn't have the 5-gallon jug of ranch in my high school cafeteria that all high schools now have with a pump on the top. So I'd like to know when that came into being. Because all my grandkids eat ranch on everything, and I think it's a study worth doing. There's probably federal dollars out there somewhere that you could get a grant to study that. I
It
would
was
think.
probably when we found out how good ranch was.
Do you think that was what it was?
Yeah.
Because for years it was hidden in the valley, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't know how good ranch was. That's my attempt at bad principal humor there.
It worked.
I think it's pretty good.
That was
It was pretty good,
hilarious.
wasn't it?
That's pretty good.
I'm pretty witty. I don't know if you knew that about me. So,
All right. So
who's starting this mess? Me again, since you dealt, or we gonna let
you
Mike?
go for it.
All right.
You're our guest.
I got one of those
Oh
too.
man. Well, I can't even. I have to use this.
What color?
Red.
Red? Okay. All right. So I've been recently told through my earpiece that you like baseball.
I do.
How about Wii baseball?
Wii baseball.
Wii baseball.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the Wii, Wii sports in general. I'm also a participant in the Knights of Columbus Bowling League every other Thursday night. So I do roll a few strikes now and then. So and on Wii bowling, I'm really good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love
so
to see that. We should invite you again when we have a Wii.
That would be a great idea.
That'd be so fun.
Absolutely.
What do you think your highest score is in real life and on the game?
In real life, I'm like a 212 in real life, and on the game, is that me?
Yeah.
That's not very nice. Like yes, down here.
I try to be nice.
And I want to say I'm a 220 something ish on the Wii at one point. So yeah,
Pretty good.
That's pretty impressive.
but like then every once in a while, then I roll like a 123. So I'm just not super consistent. So.
That's me.
Yeah. That's me in any sport, pretty much.
No, yeah, I don't do much sports.
Are we stacking these against me again? Or what we
I drew
That
that.
was
It's
fair.
your
You
turn.
drew that.
I drew that, so that's
Okay.
up to you.
All right, good deal. Just trying to figure out where we're at.
So, what is your greatest accomplishment, you'd say, in your whole education,
Your entire
career?
life. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Wow.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Wait, so my turn?
Yeah.
Personally, probably, my family, my wife and kids. That's probably the thing that I'm most proud of. Professionally, probably. Gosh, you guys are killing me.
I don't like that smirk on his face. Uno?
Several years ago, we instituted a freshman orientation program similar to what's done here when I was at Prairie Heights to give give kids an opportunity to not feel as overwhelmed starting high school. And I think that was a game changer for a lot of kids. So that's probably,
Oh, wait, I can lay that.
professionally, that's probably my
Uno.
biggest.
All right.
What do we got here, 6 or a 9?
That's a 9.
That's a 9, yeah.
I don't like that.
Is it
That's
my
a
turn?
5. Not if you have a yellow one.
Oh. So close.
Have you been watching her shuffle? Do we know if this has been legit?
It's on camera.
It is on camera,
It's
yeah.
Everything's on camera.
Eye in the sky.
Yeah.
So we will know if Van was cheating.
Okay. You guys can shuffle the deck.
It's all
You
you.
want to shuffle the deck now?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
You're really good at it.
He seemed way better at it. Okay. What? So you're a principal, you've been a teacher.
Yep.
Now that means you have mortal enemies. And those mortal enemies are are these? What are your thoughts on them?
Cell phones?
Yeah,
You know,
I can see them.
yeah, I was thinking about this actually the other night, how different things are from when I was in school, and just even from when I started in education. They had kind of just come out, but I remember my dad had one that, you know, he had to hold with two hands when they first came out. It was in his car. So I think, you know, the intent of the improvements in technology are always good, right? And then it just depends on human beings and how we use things. But I just feel like how tied we are, adults and students, to our phones. And you almost feel like you're missing an appendage if you don't have your cell phone with you, because you're afraid of, oh, I'm going to miss this on TikTok, or I'm going to miss this on whatever. And then I just think about, gosh, how much of our time in our life do we waste watching some senseless video that somebody, you know, why is it important for me to watch a kid try to eat a tablespoonful of cinnamon? I don't know.
I don't know, but I enjoy it.
It's funny.
Yeah, but
That's the only
We
explanation.
get that instant gratification because it's there, and we don't have to like, oh, what show do we watch? We don't have to like search for it. It's just right there, and
Right.
it entertains us when we have absolutely nothing to do, which I'm sure most people have things to do during class that
Sure.
they're lying about. I don't have anything to do.
that's probably that time where I should pick up a book and read it rather than watch a video about cinnamon being
Yeah.
consumed.
You
But-
could watch an educational video about cinnamon though, and then you learn something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like all the properties of cinnamon I already know. I don't really feel that there'd be a need for me to expand on
You don't
that
want to learn
knowledge.
about the process of it being made. You can learn about how it got incorporated into French toast.
I don't, but you know, the right amount on French toast is vital to good French toast.
I've never had cinnamon on French toast.
You never had cinnamon on French
I don't
toast?
think so.
So,
How have you not? I feel like it's like the key ingredient of what makes it French.
Well, I don't eat French toast that often.
What? Well, you should eat French toast more.
I'm more of a pancake guy myself.
so I have a Blackstone flat top griddle that
Ooh,
has
those are nice.
made breakfast extremely awesome, and make French toast on it. And here's my aha moment regarding French toast, is I always would put cinnamon in the batter,
Yeah.
but it kind of all pools together in the batter.
Right.
So you dip the bread, put it on, and then sprinkle the cinnamon
Yeah.
After.
once it's on the griddle. Blue.
Huh.
So,
I know that growing up, my dad always did it both ways.
yeah.
He always did. He'd put it like a ton in the batter, and then because it like separates, it doesn't work. Then we put it onto the griddle. Then we add more cinnamon, and then we flip it. And then when we go to eat it, we mix cinnamon and powdered sugar and sprinkle it on there.
Ooh.
See, powdered sugar is key.
It's almost near impossible. Is it my turn?
It
Yes.
is.
It's almost near impossible to enjoy French toast without powdered sugar because it really adds to it. I can't explain it though.
I know.
That's why I like going to restaurants. They always add more.
Uno.
Oh.
Blue.
Is that mine?
I think it's me. So are you more of a waffle kind of guy or pancakes?
Yeah, I don't love the waffle, but I do love winning, which I just did.
Oh.
And I'd say
man.
that's the perfect way to wrap up
Wow.
this episode.
Wow.
That was like beautifully
That was
well
quick.
ended.
Yes.
That was a very quick round.
I did not shuffle them very well. But hey, I'll take it.
All right.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. McLaughlin. We are truly honored to be able to host you on today's episode of the podcast. And from all of us at HNHS Media, thank you so much for coming in and being a wonderful principal after we lost another. You've been a wonderful, what's the word?
Yes.
Guest, yes. I forgot the word for guest. You've been a wonderful guest today. You've been really open to conversation. You've been willing to answer our really stupid questions on French toast and cinnamon, apparently. And thank you for watching today, everyone on behalf. Today, we will see you next week here on YouTube. Make sure to check out all of our social medias at HNHS Media on YouTube and I believe Instagram as well. And have a great week, Bikes.